I'm not going crazy with it. Dropping this 3 places. And those 3 places are going to be on the Skype channel, on instant message, on Facebook, and in the Facebook group. Let you guys know. What's going on, Jenkins? Gangsters in the house. The gangsters in the house. Oh shit. This is gonna be brutal. Oh shit. Bang. Joker Nixon Wolf has arrived. Whoa, okay. Alright, close that. This, I'm just posting on Facebook. I have not gone to sleep yet. I have not. Now I know damn well I sound a lot louder too out of nowhere. Haven't been to bed at all yet. And my daughters want to go down to the office in my complex around 5:30 for free ice cream. Yay me. So yeah, it's gonna be a hot minute. Alright, this press conference is gonna go at it here in just a moment. I gotta drop it one more time on the Facebook group, because not not everybody's part of the Facebook group chat window. So I'm just gonna give a couple people the time to move in here. He's got 2 minutes left on break. What the shit. So this is gonna be interesting. I ask you to please stay for the duration of this press conference, if you can. Listen to everything I have to say, please, very carefully. Make sure you get what I'm saying, understand what I'm saying. So yeah, like I said, we'll get it. What the hell is that? Okay, let me make sure my audio, I guess, is working, since you guys have already been responding to me. What's going on, James? He said, I'm gonna be quiet and listen. I'm gonna be quiet and listen. Ah, shit. Alright. Hopefully everybody watches this, like I said, pays attention. So, we got about 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. I'm pretty much starting like I usually do around 5. I love how it's telling me this particular video is being monetized, but I got the alert letting me know it's monetized and it's limited. And it says this video is running limited or no ads due to content identified as non-suitable for most advertisers. It remains fully playable and is eligible to earn subscription revenue from your YouTube Premium. Excuse me, what? I go live all the time with wrestling and I talk, and you're gonna tell me, alright, whatever, they're out of control. I don't get it. Whatever. Alright, here's what the situation is. For you guys to know. 5 o'clock, I'm gonna tell you. Well, not 5 o'clock in 5 minutes. When it's the 5-minute mark, which is in 30 seconds. How do you learn about these updates, James? I never see them. I never have anything ever tell me I have updates, and you get a lot of them. I never get an update on my PlayStation. I never get an update when I visit it on my YouTube. I don't know what's going on, unless YouTube just hates me. And if any of you guys got a Twitter real quick, go to the Twitter that you know I use. It's at ICW Network _. And please share out my tweet that I did to Sony and PlayStation. I'm going to give you guys the breakdown on that real quick. But it says at PlayStation, at Sony, And I wrote this. I said, how y'all going to suspend a child from their PS4 account for responding to bullying and racism? You want to avoid drama, which I understand, but a bully and a racist continues to play while their victim is banned. Hashtag stop bullying, hashtag end bullying. And the reason being is somebody was bullying my daughter, attacked her. Apparently she's known this person for a while, whatever, and they know she's got Native American genes, and they went all in on her racially. And she didn't sit back and take it. She snapped on him and sent this one guy a message and called him a fucking dickhead. I was crying. I wish she wouldn't have been swearing and cussing, but I'm so proud of her for defending herself. I'm so proud of her for standing up for herself. And of course, this guy reported it. Now, she told me in the message between the two of them, that's where he's harassing her. That's where he's insulting her. That's where he's attacking her racially and bullying her. And I said, are you serious? She's like, yeah. So I just wanted to tweet to them. So hopefully it gets enough steam. They'll see it and message me and be like, wait, what? And then I can tell them, her account, and just tell them, look, go look at her conversation. She stood up for herself. She's trying to stop a bully and you banned her. A warning would have been fine, because I agree. Her saying he's a fucking dickhead. Now she doesn't have the screenshots because she can't even get onto her account. They literally suspended her for 7 days. August the 1st at 6:24 a.m. is when she'll be able to access all her stuff. And I told her when she gets on there, as long as the stuff's still there, we're going to screenshot it, we're going to take stuff, and we're going to send it. But she's afraid of, once he reported her, he's going to go in there and delete all his posts and stuff like that. So I told her I have a way around it. I'll create a fake account, and I'll go after him and get him to say shit to me, and then I'll report him. Alright. But anybody who shares that and gets that out there for me, I appreciate it. And like I said, this child of mine, she's been through a lot when it comes to school with bullying. She used to love school, and the bullying in school has really turned her off from school. And she's a gamer, and she loves her Fortnite. She loves her Call of Duties. I just don't need the PlayStation to become a place of negativity for her, on top of everything else that she has to deal with, because she's a great kid. But in any case, let's get to what we're here for, and that's the press conference. So, with that said, everybody saw the pay-per-view yesterday. Everybody knows it was what it was. It was a great show. Cal did an awesome job. But only way I know how to word it is, some negativity came out of it. And the negativity that came out of it was one of our handlers wasn't happy with the way a certain match was booked. There was even comments made about it during the show. And I don't like bringing this stuff to the limelight, if you will, and discuss this on the air, but this shows anybody who comes to this channel knows that I'm not afraid to mention this stuff. So Callum and I have talked. Callum sat there and said, yeah, you're right, it wasn't a right decision, this, that, and the other. And at the same time, it's not that it was a bad decision either. He was trying to run with something, but he made the statement of, I don't have a lot of good tag teams. I don't have tag teams. This, that, and the other. Now, I shared that information, and then what was said back to me was real simple. You don't have a lot of tag teams, but you have 7 tag teams in your rankings plus your champions, giving you 8 tag teams. If none of those tag teams, which are the 7 tag teams in your rankings, were worthy of challenging the champions, as the promoter of Inferno, you needed to build somebody, create more tag team matches, build a new tag team, interchange some stables or whatever. Understandable. I get it. Then the match was a 2-on-1 handicap match. So you got the Heavenly Bodies on the verge, and I've said this to Callum, on the verge of possibly becoming one of the greatest tag teams we've ever seen. And in today's wrestling, you see the AEW and you see the WWE constantly with bad booking, burying their talent, just not pushing guys in the right direction, this, that, and the other. And I'm old school, Anybody who's in this chat who grew up with the WWF in the golden era and grew up with the NWA right around the time it transitioned into WCW, you're old school. And if you're not old school, you evolved with today's wrestling. I don't know how you did it, and I'm disappointed. But so with that being said, when you put a 2-on-1 tag team match together and the tag team champions lose to one guy who's not a tag team guy and he's not even a tag team specialist, you've just buried that tag team. So for all intents and purposes, the Heavenly Bodies as a tag team is ruined. And that's the eyes of the handler of Bobby Stunning felt. You've buried my character. You've buried the tag team I'm a part of. I'm done. He also brought it to my attention today, and I didn't even get a chance to talk to Callum about this. Why did he put my other character? And for those of you who don't know, Bobby Stunning is also Butcher Bloodlust and Coco Killings. It's all the same guy. So Coco Killings, Butcher Bloodlust, Bobby Stunning, all the same guy. So he mentioned, why was Butcher Bloodlust put in a match in black and white when he's no longer in TUE? And I told him, I said, well, there was no TUE logos, this, that, and the other on the guy, what have you. I said, and I was giving Callum the shit for it anyway during the show. And he's like, yeah, I saw. He goes, but the point is, that was my TUE look. I'm not in TUE. They kicked me out. Why am I in that gear? I don't know. Seems like you're nitpicking, but I don't know. And then it was, oh, and then during the show, he said, I left TUE. I didn't leave TUE. Gangster kicked me out. Again, you're nitpicking a little bit, buddy. It's cool. I ain't worried about it. But at the end of the day, the tag team thing really got to him, upset him, worked him up. So he quit. He was done. He's frustrated. I will say this. I will try to get him back. I'll try to get him to calm down. I'll try to get him to forget it. And maybe he'll come back with new talent. Who knows? We'll figure that out. That'd be kind of cool if he does that. I hope so. I think that'd be great for the company. Some fresh faces. Butcher Bloodlust was one of the best guys we've had at the beginning of the company. And then he ran into a wall and then came back a little bit. Joined stable. He's up and downs. But, you know, if he goes, he goes. It sucks. Bobby Stunning's just been a tag team guy really for the most part. So, again, you can make tag teams. Coco Killings didn't really get a chance to start. So, it's not too big of a loss. You know. But his son is Shakona. And he basically said, Dad, if you quit, I quit. And that was bullshit. And I told him that's bullshit. But at the same time, I'm going to let him make his own choice. That's whatever. So that's how that came about. So you guys know, it is what it is. Now people ask me, is everything cool? Yeah, everything's cool. I ain't stressing. Every show has its ups. Every show has its downs. And that's every show. Like, you watch my last Adrenaline. There's going to be things in there you guys enjoyed, and there's going to be other things that you watch and you're like, yeah, that was shit. So, you know, that's alright. That's just the way it goes. So we have fun with what we can have fun with. And, you know, shit happens. So, that's how I look at it. You know, I don't trip on it. I don't freak out about it. I don't worry about it. With that being said, I'm also going to mention this. The draft is right around the corner. With the draft being right around the corner, I need all of you guys to upload your calls as soon as possible. Leave them up until all three of us can get them. And when I say three of us, I mean me, I mean Ed, and I mean Callum. Remember, we're going to be doing 3 shows. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything to you guys. We've talked about some ideas. And this all depends on you guys. It also depends on our activity. And it also depends on how many guys we have on the roster as a whole, simply because of this. If we split to 3 shows with a draft, what we're going to need is enough talent to make it work. It's going to have to work with enough guys. If you look at the current roster now, the 3 shows would probably have roughly 15 singles guys and 2-3 tag teams. That's it. I ain't sweating that. That's a good starting base because I have enough faith that the company will grow. I've also made the statement before, if you're on the show and you have one call and you're interested in a second, let me know. If you have a call and you want a tag team, let me know. There's a possibility to do it, because when you have a champion, you have 5 contenders. You only need to interchange 6 guys into a championship scene. That's it. And each company is going to have 2 titles. So technically, I would like to have a champion and top 5 contenders for the world title, and I would like my second tier to be the champion and 10 contenders, which gives me around 20. That's perfectly fine. I ain't worried about it. And like I said, then when you count the tag teams in, if you count them in as a total, you're going to end up with like 22, 24, 26 guys. But I need 4 tag teams to legitimately start my tag team division. And I need 10 to 15 guys to legitimately start my singles divisions. And I'll be fine. Because then, nobody's getting buried in the shuffle. Everybody's having the opportunity to be on the show. And that's that. Now, if it doesn't come to that, we are going to run 3 shows a week. And we are going to run the same storylines and angles together as a group. Meaning, what I do on my show will carry over on Ed's show, will carry over on Callum's show, which will carry over then to my show, and it'll be a continuous thing, show to show to show. I'm happy with either one. I'm okay with either one, and I can also hate on either one, because like I told you guys, I don't have the luxury of watching wrestling anymore. Wrestling is garbage. The only wrestling I actually get to really truly watch is the stuff we do, and I get to pay attention to some other guys' wrestlings that they do, some other guys that are part of this. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't get to watch everybody's show start to finish the way I'd like. I'm too busy. I watch what I can as much as I can. I try to enjoy it as much as possible. Like I said, I love shows that go live. I love the interaction with the communities that are a part of those shows. I love when people call their action. It just adds an extra element. It's crazy. But, everybody, everybody does the best they can. And for that, applaud them and support each other. I don't care who the company is. I don't care who the guy is that runs it. He's taking time out of his day, his life, probably taking time away from his family to bring you guys a product to the best of his ability. So please support it and push it for him or her. Have some fun with it. So, with it all being said, you're either going to see these 3 shows that are all going to be separated, and that's what takes me to my point I was just saying. I know what's happening on my show every single week because I'm booking it. There's no shock factor for me. The only shock factor for me is watching the reaction of everybody when they watch the show. And they're like, oh, yeah, and I get to see their reaction. So that's a thrill for me. When Callum runs his show, I don't know what the hell he's doing. So I get to sit back, buckle up, and just enjoy the ride. If Ed comes on board and does the same thing, because we're doing separate shows, I now got 2 shows a week I can get involved in as a fan and just sit back and put my feet up and enjoy what they're doing. And for that, I would love for that to be the route. But again, it's going to come up to you guys, because I've already looked at the roster, and I have people on the roster, and I will not sugarcoat, that have told me, I'm not around because of this reason, or I'm not around because of that reason, and I will warn every single person. I am subscribed to just about every freaking channel there is that's a part of this community. Just like somebody just a moment ago went live. I know he's live. And what did I do? I'm not going to lie to you. I distinctly clicked the link to go into his show. Why did I click the link to go into his show? Because I can look at the screen now and see how many people left this quote-unquote press conference to go there. And by all means, you have a right to go there, but now I know watching that show was a little more important to you than listening to this press conference, which means that company takes precedent. And now, by all means, there it is. I'm cool with that. That's why I don't demand my talent to be at live shows. You watch it on your time, on your leisure. But I will push the guys that I know put this company number one. Like, you got D-Train's in here. D-Train's got a show. If you're a part of his show, and speaking of which, if you're not subscribed to D-Train, get subscribed. Watch his show, because the man's a fucking maniac. When he really gets into the shows, it makes it very, very entertaining. I love watching his stuff. Tiki! Any case, if you don't know who the fuck Tiki is, watch the goddamn show. I love that character. I don't know why, I just always have. It's freaking great. But get over there, subscribe, watch his shows, get into it. But he's going to feel the same way I am, for sure. I think so. Anyway, and that is, if you're on my show, but you're willing to watch somebody else's show before me, then I know for a fact that I need to push these guys before I push you. It's only fair for the guy who takes the time out of his day to run the show. Yeah, and Clinton just said, too many shows. Yeah, there are some of you who want to be a part of everything. You guys are nuts. If you can make that happen, more power to you. That's freaking awesome, and that's great. But sometimes too much is too much. I don't know how, like Clinton's a part of about 786 companies, and I don't know how the hell he takes the time out of his life to watch them all. It's insanity. Like right now, he's like, hey, Nacho and John. Hey, Nacho and John. And he's over here saying he's on too many shows at once. You know, there you go. There's another guy, Young Samurai 18. Get subscribed. Go watch his shit. You know, he's freaking hilarious. He keeps wanting me to get on comms. Oh no, we'll fucking destroy the whole building if I'm on comms with his shows, because I get out of control sometimes. I go in there and I say the weirdest shit in his chat rooms just to get people tripping. It's freaking great. But I was on his roster, and he fired my ass because I wasn't there enough, which is exactly what he was supposed to do. So, it is what the fuck it is, you know? That's all I ask. If you want to be in the company, just be here when you can. Watch a show on your time. Leave a comment. Hey, caught the show. You fucking suck today. Alright, thanks. Caught the show. It was great today. Alright, thanks. Whatever you want to write, I don't care. I just want to know you guys are around, like I said. But we've got a major draft coming up. Possibly. So if you guys know anybody who wants to be a part of the roster, get them on the roster. Let them know we're here. Get them a hold of us. Get them to get a hold of us. I'll get it out of my mouth. So when I go to Twitter, I've been flooding Twitter like crazy, sending mass messages, you know, the classic copy-paste recruit to massive amount of people. I ran it. Unfortunately for me, the two people who wanted in are on Xbox, and I was like, shit. That sucked, you know. So it is what it is. Now, some of you are on the roster, but you don't have a call that you can re-upload because of whatever reason. Someone made it for you. Sometimes guys grab a guy offline and then they tweak him to make him their own, and they can't get him uploaded. If that's the case with your call, let us know ASAP so we can figure out an alternative. I know I've got a few guys that I need to possibly rebuild, you know. Yeah. My boy Shaheem Ali just hit me up. Give me 1 second. I don't know if you guys know Shaheem Ali, part of Ring of Honor. So yeah. He just literally said the establishment is unprofessional and trash. You're killing me. Oh man. So I think I pretty much covered that, but I also want to say to you guys, if you didn't see my post about praying for my man Brian Blair, that is the B. Brian Blair, the former professional wrestler that was part of the Killer Bees. Him and I are real life friends. His son was murdered. He was found in a construction site. Horrible situation. And for those of you that are not in the know, him and Paul Orndorff were very, very, very close friends. Like crossed fingers. They were together a lot, spent lots of time together. I'm not a fan of Hannibal and his shoot interviews because he's my name is Hannibal. But Abdullah guy, Abdul the butcher gave me hepatitis. It's pretty much how he fucking sounds. He's a fucking idiot. Don't like him. Although he did one interview that I really liked, and that was the Jacques Rougeau interview. If you guys never watched that video, that one I will recommend. But he does an interview with Paul Orndorff, and you can tell Paul's sick. You can tell Paul's not exactly with it 100%. And Brian Blair sits down with him and pretty much carries him through the shoot interview. It was very hard to watch because of that, but it just shows you how close the two of them were, and it's fantastic. So, you know, for me, when it comes to the wrestling world, it's been very tough. I got this shit going on right now, which, like I said, I'm not worried about it. We'll overcome it. ICW is strong. Paul Orndorff's gone. The first guy in the world of wrestling that ever meant anything to me as a fan. Gone. Donna Eaton just passed away, which is beautiful Bobby Eaton's wife. For those of you who don't know, the Midnight Express are my favorite tag team of all time. Of all time. You know, a lot of people say this tag team's the best and that tag team's the best because of title belts. Title belts don't mean nothing. It's the body of work in the ring and what they did in the ring. And we talked about tag teams. I'm sorry. NWA/WCW days, Midnight Express, fantastic. Rock and Roll Express. Even the Freebirds were mixed in there a little bit. That was wrestling tag team action right there, baby. All of them. But Midnight Express were my guys. So, you know, knowing that happened to Bobby sucked. Plus it was cancer. That sucks because cancer can kiss my ass. You know, and then like I said, you add in Brian Blair's son. They go in threes. So it's just been a rough, you know, for me when I love my wrestling. But get your guys up. Get your guys up on the freaking community creations, please, for the love of God. And if you get them up, get a hold of me, get a hold of Callum, post it on Skype, post it on the Facebook groups, do something to where Ed knows they're up, I know they're up, and Callum knows they're up. Because somebody might not have them. Yeah, you can say Arn and Tully. I still look at Arn as a singles guy. I still Tully as the television champion comes to me before their tag team. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Arn and Tully. Two of the best. Woo! Now, one thing I did forget to mention is Rick Blanchard. Shit, gotta mention that. It's already obvious. It was the worst kept secret in the world. The Enforcer Rick Blanchard was my guy. And yes, I named him after the Four Horsemen. The Enforcer, Arn Anderson. Rick Flair. Blanchard, Tully Blanchard. From Sweetwater, Texas, Barry Windham. And then Barry Windham at one point wore the glove and used the claw. That's what he did. So, that's where that came from. But in any case, Ed's in the room. Ed tells me all the time, shut the fuck up. Callum pretty much has told me, shut the fuck up. I've heard shut the fuck up from a few other people, but what I'm getting at is I never wanted my call to have a belt. I never wanted my call to be a top guy. I never wanted my call to be a focal point. Because he was just there to be an extra body for whoever had their show to have fun. It just so happened that he got over with you guys from one way or another. I cut promos with him, and guys loved him or they hated him. There didn't seem to be any gray area. And he got pushed by Callum on Inferno. Ed used to push him, ended up winning the title. And once he won the title, I made the promise to myself, when he loses it, he's done. I'm going to retire him. And it was the perfect time, too, because he's looked like nothing but a jobber the last few shows. It was absolutely embarrassing how bad he looked the last few shows. I have no idea what the hell happened. I'll tell you this. If I didn't know Callum better, I'd be like, Callum, why'd you mess with my guy's stamina? Callum, why'd you take down my guy's this, my guy's that? Because that's literally how he looked. That's literally how he looked. You know, Blanchard's going in the ring and gets hit by a truck, gets run over by a tank, gets shot by a nuclear weapon, still gets up and slaps the claw hold and wins. The last few matches, he gets in the ring, he delivers a clothesline, tags out, stands on the apron, and he's huffing and puffing for 10 minutes. And all he's got to do is go watch the one tag team with him and Jose Ortiz. He literally is on the freaking ring apron, holding the rope, scrunched over, almost the entire match. Like, he had zero endurance. Like, you would have thought his endurance was on zero. It was that bad. And then you watch the last couple of matches, that's what he's doing. He's the whole match, he can't keep his energy together. He's constantly rubbing his shoulder and picking his wedgies and whatever the fuck else the damn AI had him do. And single moves were beating him. Not a beatdown, Not a series of combinations, not a whole setup, a bunch of moves. Literally small little moves and then an impact move, and it was over for him. That's literally what was happening to him the last few shows. So the character literally looked like a goddamn joke recently. So it was perfect for him to go and step aside. And that was planned by me no matter what. If you guys listened to my one promo I called when he had me take on, I forget the guy's name now because he's long gone. Callum fired him. I said, if I lose to him, I retire. I said that in the promo, just in case I lost, so I could get rid of him. So, you know, Gangster beating him didn't change the situation. He was being retired no matter what. And congratulations to the Gangster, too, for getting the belt. It was a long time coming for him to get that opportunity. His character cashed in on it, and there you go. I know Vernon was in the chat room, and he was worried about his character, Alexander Quinn, having the briefcase. Yeah, he's got the briefcase. He can still cash in. That's not a concern. Although, currently, the ICW Adrenaline World title is now vacant due to Shakona stepping aside. Now, where does that take us with that belt? I don't know yet. I have to figure that out. I have to figure out which direction to go. I have to figure out what I want to do, where I want to take it. And quite frankly, with Ed coming back, I don't know if I even want to make a champion. And here's why I say that. You know, I'm just going to look at my rankings. Happens to be the KO King's #1 in points. So let's just say he wins the title and Ed drafts him. The freaking Adrenaline World title is now vacant again. Because champions will not be protected. It's not how it's going to be. So, champions are not protected. You, in the draft, you're going to be able to draft singles wrestlers. You're going to be able to draft the tag teams. We are currently debating stables. And now I'll tell you guys how this works. And I would love for you guys to hit me up with your opinions on this as soon as you can. Just send it to me in private because I don't want your thoughts to sway somebody else's honest opinion. Like, I'm going to take Crown Royalty, for example. You got Thomas O'Sullivan, Curtis Cage as a stable. Coco Killings is gone. Hunter King was released recently. But there's two of them still a part of that group. So, say Callum drafts Thomas O'Sullivan, then he would get Curtis Cage as well. But by doing that, he's giving up his next draft pick because Curtis Cage would be that draft pick if he said he took Thomas O'Sullivan. Meaning if Ed picked first, I picked second, Callum picked third and took O'Sullivan. Now Callum just took his first and second round picks. And then what happens is it now goes to Ed, goes to me, back to Ed for the start of round 3. Then Ed would pick, I would pick, then Callum would finally get another pick. You know, in the case of, say, the Native Blood, you got 3 guys. Douglas Treefeather, Jake Youngblood, Jimmy Youngblood. Say I drafted Treefeather. I now just took Treefeather. I get both the Youngbloods. I now have 3 picks. So, Ed picks, Callum picks, I pick Treefeather. Well, now it goes back to Ed, goes back to Callum, and I get skipped because of one of the Youngbloods. Back to Ed, back to Callum. I get skipped again for the other Youngblood. That's how that would work if we want to protect the stables. In the case of Sergeant Enterprises, you got 4 guys in that stable. So that would be 4 picks in a row. That would be your next 4 picks. You know. So honest opinions from you guys to let me know, should we protect stables? If we don't protect stables, the decision has already been made that the leader of said stable will take the name with them. So in the case of Crown Royalty, it's regarded as Thomas O'Sullivan as the leader. So if O'Sullivan goes to, say, Inferno and Curtis Cage goes to Chaos, Inferno will get the stable. Thomas O'Sullivan will have to rebuild the stable there with that said talent. If someone takes Sergeant Enterprises, to me the leader is DTM, even though James Sargent's quote-unquote the manager. Whoever gets DTM gets the name Sergeant Enterprises, and that's where James Sargent will then go. Because that was the other thing. What about managers? That's up to the shows. If they want managers, they need to make managers. But in the case of Sergeant Enterprises, you've got to have James Sargent. So he becomes an automatic addition to your roster if you draft DTM with Sergeant Enterprises. Regardless, that's where the stable goes, where DTM goes, and that's where James Sargent will go. Then Silva, Carter Justice, Vernon Quinn, will they follow? You know, like I said, we're going to have to see how that works. I like it either way. I'm down with it for either direction. I also like the fact of not allowing it just simply because you can create new talent this way. Because everybody knows how long Crown Royalty's been in this company. It's been in this company for over a year. It's a respected company, or group. If Thomas Sullivan goes to another show and it's like, oh, I need new talent to be part of my group, who do I get on my group? And let's just say that happened to be a show that's got, say, someone like Corey Hunter, who no one really even fucking knows who that is yet. Corey Hunter all of a sudden joins Crown Royalty. Now he all of a sudden, more eyes are going to go on him, like, okay, who is this fucking guy? You know? So, you got all these stables. Tag teams, like I said, are being protected, but the legit tag teams. Okay? When you look at Adrenaline, Purity Express is a legit tag team. They're not singles wrestlers. They're a tag team. Triple D is singles wrestlers, but they're also a tag team. I believe they should be drafted separately. Ed said he thinks they should be drafted as a tag team because that's what they've done recently. So yeah, it's all taken care of, James. So I can agree with that on that route. Crown Royalty is not a tag team. That's a stable that interchanges its parts. Sleazy Dreams, tag team. So that's automatically 2. Second City Militia rejoined ICW as a tag team, but right now Kyle Young is the television champion. Therefore, Second City Militia can be split up. Native Blood, tag team, even though it's a stable. It's also a tag team because the Young Bloods are a tag team. The Death Dealers, it's down to 2 guys. It's a stable, so it doesn't count. Heartbreak Express, both guys have been singles wrestlers, and to me it's the same situation with Triple D. Are they singles wrestlers or are they tag teams? I don't know exactly how I want to feel about it. So based off Adrenaline, Purity Express, Sleazy Dreams, and Native Blood are guaranteed tag teams. You got 3. On Inferno, Invictus to me is a tag team with Deering and Thomas. Savage is the singles guy. It's a stable, so if we don't protect stables, Thomas and Deering are going to be protected as a tag team. They will be protected as a tag team, which gives us 4. You got Vendetta, that's a tag team. The Cunningham Brothers, that's a tag team. That's 6. Second to none, no. Decade and Sabbath, I honestly don't know how to answer that. But right now, I know for a fact that we've got at least 6 tag teams. If the Heavenly Bodies weren't leaving, we'd have 7. Now, I was asked, am I getting rid of Daddy Delicious Dougie Hart since Bobby Stunning? You know, I said, yeah, I might as well. You know, I might change my mind and let him come back as a singles wrestler. We'll see. To me, there'd be no point to keep him if, you know, we're not protecting things. And if I was willing to retire Rick Blanchard, why not just retire him as well? Because what happens if he goes to Chaos and becomes its champion? I want to retire him anyway then. So, you know, it is what it is. But as of now, we have about 45 guys and 6 tag teams. So each show is going to end up with 15 singles guys and 2 tag teams. That's where we're at right now. So we need guys in, we need teams in, we need to get what we can get. So if you know somebody, get them here. That's all I can say. Please get them here. Let them know we're here. We're looking for some people to be here. It's time to start growing ICW even more, especially towards the draft. Get the characters on the shows now so they can build hype for the draft. Ed's got the first pick for Chaos. All he told me is it was going to shake the foundation of the company. I don't know what the hell that means. With Ed, it could mean anything. Is he going to pick one of the top guys? Was his plan to take Blanchard? Was his plan to take Shikona? I don't know. Was his plan to look at the roster and take a new up-and-comer out of nowhere and make him his first pick and try to build him? I don't know. So, I mean, things can happen in any kind of direction. I know it's going to be interesting. I know for me, I'm excited for it if we do the draft. Because there's a lot of shit that I was looking at. Oh my god, fucking pickers for love. What the fuck? But like I said, I'm stoked. I want to have some fun. So hopefully you guys do too. But I'm going to end this because I told Ed I wanted to get over here around 3 so I can lay down. I'm going to go lay down for like 2 hours before I take my kids Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to lay down, get me a 2-hour nap in, and then come home and hopefully lay down from 6 to 9 before I got to go to work. So hopefully I'll end up getting 5 hours of sleep in over the next 6 hours. One can only hope. I already saw your message there, Mr. P, about Bryce Jacobs. He was in the company several weeks. Lost more than he won. Half your characters were fired due to what was regarded as inactivity. To bring them back, who knows? I'll have to talk to the guys. We'll see, because I'm pretty sure that's what it's about. Damn, I'm yawning like crazy now. So yeah, I definitely need to get up off here. But long story short, ICW is good. ICW is fine. We're continuing to build. And give me time. Maybe I can get Bloodlust, Coco Killings, and Shakona back on the roster. Heavenly Bodies is probably a no. That's probably a no, because he really is convinced that tag team's buried now. But who knows? Maybe they can come back as singles wrestlers. We'll see. But even I brought that up to him, and he even stated, if we can't win as a tag team, how the fuck are they going to win as singles guys? I said, calm the fuck down, bro. Everything's cool. It's a fucking game. Let's have some fun. Calm the fuck down. Yeah, that's why when I got the message of, I'm done, I quit, I'm like, alright, see you later, bye. Because I don't need the drama, neither do the rest of you. But I'm going to see if he calms down. He wants to come back. So, also, one last thing. Ed's got his show. I've got my show. Callan's got his show. If there is a draft and we have separate rosters, Callum's got the Lionheart title. I've got the television title. YouTube and internet have already been suggested for Ed as his secondary title. If you have other ideas for something for Ed to use outside of internet or YouTube, please get a hold of me and pass those ideas along so I can run them by Ed, so he can come up with an idea for his secondary title. So, yeah. So, that's how we're going to do it. And also, like I said, if we do one big giant roster, I will then do 4 pay-per-views a year. Ed's going to do 4 and Callum's going to do 4. We're going to rotate it every 3 months who actually calls the pay-per-view. And whoever's in charge of the pay-per-view that particular month, the other 2, one of us would then be in charge of the pre-show. We will do a legit pre-show. The other guy gets off that month, so to speak. It'll just keep rotating who's doing what, so it makes it fun. Any suggestion you guys got, Clinton? That's another suggestion. We can remember Triple Crown. I don't know what Triple Crown they're winning. But, who knows? So, but in any case, you guys be safe. Take care. Stay tuned. Not exactly sure, like I said, when I'm doing a show, because my wife goes on vacation as of Friday. I was thinking about doing a show today, but with everything that went down, it was better for me to do this and just talk to you guys and let you know what's what, so everybody's on the chill. We'll see. We will see. And also, you guys that are part of my global, or my Gridiron Football League, the game keeps taking a shit on me in a way I don't like, so I'm looking into it. If I can't get it to correct itself, we may put the GFL on hold until Madden 22 comes out, and then I'm just going to buy it, and we'll relocate some teams, and the league will end up going from 32 to 16, which is not a big deal because we only have 14 owners. The only problem is now I need to find 2 new owners, that's all. So it'll be just like before, because I'm not giving up on that. Territory. Well, I was thinking about that too, O'Sullivan. I was really thinking about that too. Telling Callum to get rid of the Lionheart Championship and name his belt over his particular region. And it would be, I guess, like the Scottish champion, for example. Now, the issue is me and Ed are basically kind of right next to each other. So, what are we going to call him? Because I'm in Pennsylvania, he's in Ohio. So, but yeah, I was thinking about doing that thing too, where we have a belt for the region. Who knows? Although I don't want to get rid of television. That's old school to me. I love it. But, we're going to take it from there and see what we can come up with. But anyway, I'm out of here. Y'all be safe. Take care. If you got any questions, message me. Got any suggestions for the title belt for Ed, message me. And get your calls up. And as soon as you have them up, I need you to get them up. ICW hashtag. And if you can, add 3DG. 3 as in the number 3, D as in dudes, G as in gaming. So 3 dudes gaming, the 3DG, as well as ICW. So it's easier for us to find all your guys. Because again, when the draft happens, whoever we don't have across the board, they won't get drafted and might not even make the roster. They have to be available for all 3 of us. They have to be. So again, once you see it uploaded, if you see it downloaded of one, don't take them down, for the love of God. Ed might take 2 hours to get to your guy. Cal might take 2 days. We don't know what's going on. Make sure we all got your guy before you pull it. I know some of you have more than 5 guys and only can upload 5 guys. So we'll download them as fast as we can so you can upload other guys. Some people actually took the time to create talent for other people. So either way, I'm out of here. Take care. Be safe. And I'll give you guys an update of when we're getting shows going here next week.